Okay, so I got a great question from our friend NEA Ghost asking about how to play default on Valorant. This is a strategy-based question and I love it. I want to first go over why defaulting is so important in the first place. Defaulting allows you to bait enemy util, allowing you to gain information and sometimes provides false information to the enemies. First, let's go over the steps in defaulting. Step 1 is to default before execute. The second is actually executing. The third step is controlling site post-plant. The final step is smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Alright, in all seriousness though, a lot of people skip default and go straight into an execute, especially in lower ranks. I've seen players all stack one site. For example, people will stack here C long on Haven and plan on pushing this before the round even starts, right? This is a terrible idea because you have no idea what's on that site, right? First of all, somebody could come flank. Second of all, it could be like Cypher tripwired up already, and then there's a Jet holding that same angle with an operator. Like, you have no idea what's going on there, and you could get absolutely annihilated because you literally just didn't default, right? Or you could maybe even get Sage slowed, and then a Raze nades you and blows you up. So now you understand why it's a bad idea to just full rush the site blind, right? How do you default though? Defaulting is almost like you're defending on attack, right? Let me open this thing right here so I could explain. You can see the little spawn borders right here. There's 2 seconds left. Hopefully we could use this. I'm going to try to ping around here. Let me, because it rotates. There, that's perfect right there. So like I was saying, default is almost like you're defending on attack. You send players to each side of the map. When everybody is set up for default, the first thing to aim for is to bait as much enemy util without wasting your own. For example, default here on Haven, you could have one person here C long, for example, Omen. You could have one player here window, one player a lobby. So this is 3 players. You could have a player here as well to watch mid doors, and then the last player, I would not recommend C long. I would actually recommend, so one person would be here lobby watching this right here, this long area, and then another person would be here watching sewers. So they kind of have like both angles covered. Then the guys mid are watching B site, and then watching garage, and then one watching C cubby. So that is defaulting. You're basically all holding one angle when you're trying to bait as much utility as possible and to get as much information as possible. This basically allows you to have your utility when they don't have theirs, and after baiting this you already have a general idea of who's playing where. Example, you see a Brimstone smoke, you know Brimstone is playing on that site, or you see Sage slow from C, you know Sage is on C, so you get an idea, you get some info. Then you try to get a pick using that info and gain even more info. So for example, you get a pick on Sage and then somebody tries to trade the kill, but for example they don't get the kill because you recovered the pre-fire and you recover. So now you know there's one more person on C, so you can either rotate off of C. I would actually take it, but you know, like if you had maybe Sage on C here, and then you know like somebody's here with an op watching this angle, then maybe I wouldn't take C. I would have the whole team get ready for a rotate, and you take another site, right? But the whole idea is to get information and use that information to the best you can. Let's end this pause timer right here. So if you can see, you saw the little barrier right here. They're going to have that angle held way before you do, right? So they will be already there scoped in. For example, if it's a Jet with an op or something right there, they're going to be there already way set up way before you. So the best thing to do here is, especially if they have an op, is you don't really want to peek that. You just want to show presence. You could kind of slice up the map. So you could come here, you could pre-fire corners. They're obviously not going to be there, but for example, over in this corner, you could have somebody smoke that off. And keep in mind, only use, like I said, util that will regenerate, because you want to bait their util. So I'm using my Omen smoke, which regenerates. So we know that that area is smoked off. You can pre-fire that a little bit and just show presence, but don't dedicate. And as soon as you guys get a pick, somebody's going to get a pick eventually. Hopefully it's not on your team. Then you can actually execute either on the site you got the pick or onto a different site. You know, you check all your corners, and that's when you execute. Now you can start using util, but you want to save a lot of your util for post plant. So say you get spike, now this is where stuff really gets important, right? So you want spike to blow up. So you could say, if you had both of your smokes, you could come and you could smoke everything off of your team, and now your util actually matters because they don't have theirs. That's a terrible smoke. Just don't do that smoke. But you know, when you get everything smoked off for your team, that's after post plant, that's like the best time to use your util. It confirms the round, especially ultimates and stuff. So that is a very basic guide on defaulting. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you like this video, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on the bell to get notified when I upload. Comment if you want more videos just like this. Valorant 101. Love you guys. Peace out.